What's going on, people? Mr. Antiloc here, back with the Bleach Holiday Special. Let's get it. For those who've been subscribed to me for a while, already know about Epic Panel of the Week. I haven't done it in a while because I've been doing a lot of reaction videos as of late. But there always is and will be for me an Epic Panel of the Week in Bleach. So this is what I like to call Epic Panels of the Year. Epicness. Now, to go into my top 5 favorite chapters this year in Bleach, hands down, the year started off epic. For my number 5 pick, beginning of the year when Bleach came back, the Red Bristled Kings. Let's go. First of all, we found out that Ichibei, his name was Manakusho, the dude that names everything. He broke down Renji's Bankai and told the man that, yeah, your Bankai, or let's just say in this situation, your Zanpakuto been lying to you. It didn't tell you its whole name. We used to all get hype until, Renji's Bankai got whacked with him whipping that big ass snake around. He was like, Hio Zabimaru, and we're like, yes, the big rattlesnake, but no, it wasn't even that. The real name of his Bankai was Souo Zabimaru, which had a plethora of moves. First, that man Renji said, Hio. And he summoned the giant skeleton baboon arm and crushed the shit out of Masty Masculine. Then that man said, Souo, Zabimaru, Zagatepo, what? And then he turned that nigga Masty Masculine into bacon bits. Ashes. A piece of shit. Pure epicness, I have to say, hands down. That was one of the chapters that I read that I was so hyped to read. My number 4 moment has to be shared between the white haze and closer, and the reason why was Rukia's Bankai. Come on, man. Like, to be real, talk about it. That was like every Bleach's fan from the beginning always thought about Rukia's Bankai. The moment Rukia said those words and called out to her Bankai, like, just the thought of it. First of all, in the white haze is when Byakuya finally acknowledged Rukia's strength. Period. And that's what helped her get over Asnod's fear. And when she said, he was like, I finally recognize your strength, Rukia. And Rukia just let out that sigh of relief, like, he finally acknowledges me. It was too much. And then when the woman said, Bankai, Haka no Togami. And then into chapter 570, closer, when that woman said, white miss sentence? Well, it's actually stated in 569. But going into 570, closer, when you saw her epic ice sword and that white robe, and the fact that she had to tone it down to bring her spirit down to the right temperature before she came out of the Bankai. Another one of the epic moments of this year. I mean, seriously, despite what people may think in a few of the horrible fights this year, Bleach was pure and unadulterated epicness this year. Kubo gave us so much between the revelations with Juha and what he's known for, his great foreshadowing. Epicness this year. For my number 3 moment in Bleach this year, I have to say between chapters 576, The Killer's High, and 577, Sword. The reason why that is the third top moment in Bleach this year is because, one, the end of The Killer's High 2, when my man Kenpachi said, this is making me hard, Nozarashi. And then to see the destructive power of Kenpachi's Shika. Epicness. Let's not get it twisted, people. The man Kenpachi Zaraki can cut through dimensions. He cut through a giant meteor. He cut through 100 Grimmies. He cut through stone pillars. Then the man cut through a dimension. Epicness. That man hasn't even gone Bankai yet, if he can go Bankai. But his Shikai alone. Pure epicness. My second favorite moment of the year has to be none other than 581, The Hero 2. The return of Ichigo Kurosaki to the battlefield. Now you gotta understand something. This year, it took 5 months before Kubo showed Ichigo one time. So for 5 months, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20 chapters of Bleach, you have not seen Ichigo, the main character of the story. The story was carried by several other characters. Anyway, I digress. This was none other than an epic moment. First of all, the previous chapter, you saw that big skull in the sky with Ichigo coming straight down to the Soul Society. The next thing you know, the man hits a building 5 miles away, and before you can blink your fucking eye, he's standing right next to Kenpachi. The stir of the bitches who was giving Kenpachi the business didn't even know who he was. Then he stands there in pure epicness, dual-wielding with the Arab garb on like, I guess it's my turn to save you, Kenpachi. I'm like, what? Mind fucking blown. So many great happenings in Bleach this year. We had Ichigo's new move. We saw him using his dual Zanpakutos. toes. We seen a glimpse of Uryu's power. We got a lot of different names. The Stir Ritters, The Colonel Sanders Quincy, Commissioner Gordon Quincy's name is Robert Acrutron, and his letter designation was the N. Great freaking moments. We had Mayuri, Drunken Toshiro, the revelation that Gigi Giselle was a man. And she controlled multiple zombies, including Kensei Rose, Rangiku, and Toshiro, who happened to turn out to be a bad fucking ass in zombie form. I can't lie. That was the most badass you ever seen Toshiro in the series. The man gave everybody who he came in contact with, besides Mayuri, who used the Izanagi drug, the business. Where the fuck is Yachiru? No, really? Where the fuck did Yachiru go? We just saw Shikai. We got the letter designation for the Colonel Sanders Quincy, whose name is Robert Acrutron. Stern Ritter N, something that we all long for at least since 2 years since we seen him for the first time, and he shot Shinsui in the eye. We like, who is this motherfucker? Who is the Colonel Sanders Quincy? Who is the Commissioner Gordon Quincy? He's badass. We got Juha taking all their powers away from them. We got the Zombie 5 Bambietta, who had jizz leaking from her mouth. Yuck. But I digress. My number one moment of the year goes down to Juha Bach, the Almighty. And I can't even just designate it to one chapter. The whole fight between Ichibei and Juha was epicness. I have to say, of all of these chapters, it was the best fight of the year. It even trumps Rukia's Bankai to a certain degree, because we got to see the Zero Division in action. Juha stepped up. We found out what A means, the Almighty, and then he made that nigga Ichibei go boom. Last chapter of the year is Ichibei going boom. Head and neck that way, arms that way, lower torso that way. I'm not sure who got it worse, him or Yamamoto. So my number one moment again goes to Juha being the Almighty, all-seeing, Juha Almighty. All right, because I have a copyright strike and I can only make this 15 minutes, I'm going to go into my last thoughts and theories of this year. I'm sticking to my theory of Juha and the Soul King being one and the same. I believe they're yin and yang, two sides of the same coin, and that Juha, his ultimate goal is to merge with the Soul King and possibly use Uryu as a vessel to control those two souls. I'm thinking some Kaguya Naruto level type shit. I'm sorry. For some reason, Ichigo and Uryu give me Sasuke and Naruto being the final two gods to take down this one god that Juha and the Soul King was. That's just my thoughts of this year. Overall, I also believe that we're going to get the epic backstory that we've all been waiting for. And I would love to see Kubo take that backstory at least 6 months into the next year. Just because there's a lot of information that we need to know for him to end the series. And without that epic backstory, I don't think we can move forward. I can't see no more Bankais. I can't see nobody else getting bodied. I can't see nobody else standing up for the next year. I want to see that backstory, and I believe it should be 6 months long. But that's me. Like, subscribe, comment. Happy holidays, people. Peace.